My daughter actually told me she wanted to be Spider-Man.
Oh, they should do it.
I was excited. I was like, should like Ghost Spider or like Spider-Man? And she was like, no, like just Spider-Man. And I was like, well, that's fine. I could do that. I think her mom decided that she's going to be a cat though. So there's that. I had that thought earlier and I've had it multiple times. Does Najee remind you of Lance Stevenson?
Yeah. Now that you say it, yeah. I never thought about
Just
that before, but yeah.
Out of control, full go all the time.
But a necessary player for the team.
Yeah. Hey, yo, welcome to Who Effing Knows podcast, episode 11.
What's up?
Right?
Look at you.
I know, I got it. I'm nailing it, dude. I'm good at this. The official podcast tonight of people who have a love-hate relationship with the song Sweet Caroline. Girls who purposely pull their tights up at the gym. And people that pick their noses at red lights. We see you. If you're not one of those people, buckle up, stick around. We'll get to you eventually. If you are one of those people, congrats. You're in the right place. Welcome. Yeah. Good timing.
Look at this, man. We should just end this now.
Yeah, that's it. And a 2-minute episode. Y'all have a good one. Oh shit. What are we gonna talk about tonight?
I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. You kind of burnt out on Saints talk.
Like, yeah.
Only because I feel like it's the same conversation every week. If they were good, I feel like it'd be more entertaining. Granted, they won. But
They did win. We'll get to that. We're gonna jump to that. There's a Pelicans game wrapping up right about now.
it's over.
Yeah, I thought so.
We lost.
I missed the very end of it there. I had to put the little one to bed.
We lost, but that's okay.
So we'll get into that in a minute too. I'm not worried about the loss, but that's foreshadowing. Before we dive into all that, let's have some normal talk. Let's talk through some other shit.
We need a table.
We do need a table. Crushing LaCroix tonight. If anybody's looking to sponsor me, I do like sparkling water. LaCroix. Halloween's coming up. Well, let's chat through that. What are y'all doing for Halloween?
I have to work, so it's gonna be the wife and the kid and probably my brother-in-law. Walking around the neighborhood. They'll probably go do a little trunk or treat somewhere or something. He picked out his Halloween costume the other day.
Okay.
He went in saying he was gonna be the Hulk, left with Spidey. So
Nice. My daughter actually told me she wanted to be Spider-Man.
oh, they should do it.
I was excited. I was like, should like Ghost Spider or like Spider-Man? And she was like, no, like just Spider-Man. And I was like, well, that's fine. I could do that. I think her mom decided that she's gonna be a cat though. So there's that.
Spider Cat.
I don't know what the hell we're doing. We're terrible. I'm terrible at that. Like every year for Halloween, I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I got to get a costume, got to make sure I'm ready for this, and that. Comes time for like the actual day or whatever party I'm going to, and it's like, fuck, I still don't have a costume.
Yeah, I don't dress up.
I don't care to dress up, but I have friends that invite me to parties, and they really like to dress up, and they require people to come dressed up, and it's like, fuck.
I've worked the last few Halloweens, so like last year I worked during the day, so I got home at like 6. So I was literally run inside, change clothes, get the trick or treating.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whenever he gets old enough to, if he asks me to dress up with him, I'll dress up with him.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing too. Like when I was talking to my wife, it's not to throw Hunter under the bus. I already did it once with the Spider-Man thing. I was talking to her about like what we were going to dress up as this Halloween, and she was talking about family things and couple costumes. Fine, that's fine. So we talked through a couple options. I think what's happening is we're going to Disney, and in the back of her brain, she's trying to be cheap. She's like, well, I have this and I have that, so we can just be cats, and like you can wear something you have and be a werewolf. And I'm like,
I don't blame her.
So yeah, so I don't know.
Don't blame her.
But yeah, anyways, I figured I'd ask. It's a fun note to start on. Other than that, speaking of spooky stuff, let's touch on wrestling. I don't know if we have any fans of wrestling that listen to this podcast. We don't have to dwell on this. I just wanted to bring up that Bray Wyatt is back. Did you? I know you texted me randomly about Bray Wyatt. I wanted to see if you.
I haven't. I didn't watch anything. I watched the other day because it was the 25th anniversary of DX.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was off and on with it. Also for my son's birthday. So growing up, I had all the action, like all kinds of action figures, probably 200 of them.
Wow.
At least, and that's what I would do for hours. I'd just sit in my room, fuck around with that. And my mom, for my son's birthday the other day, got him like his first 4 figures and a ring.
Nice.
So I tried to put it on the
Very
TV
cool.
the other day for him to watch it. He was very into it. He likes violence, I guess, is what I'm learning. But yeah, I was just kind of flipping back and forth. The Monday night game was on at the same time, so going back and forth between the two.
Yeah, that was a barn burner from what I saw in fantasy. My fantasy team, I was winning in all 4 leagues, and then slowly but surely I started watching my lead go away, and I was like, what is happening here?
Well, Travis Kelce with 4 touchdowns, but only 27 yards.
Yeah.
Fuck
that guy. And I didn't play against him, fortunately. I think I played against like Patrick Mahomes, and then I watched someone else lose to a combination of Carr and Adams. Yeah, who went clean off. So that was cool. But no, what I was getting at with Bray Wyatt is I just wanted to mention that he was back for anyone out there that cares. And then I was going to mention that I find myself, when I watch wrestling these days, I think we talked about this once before, like I look for the nostalgia. I don't care about the matches. I don't care about a lot of things that go on. But the reason I'm so excited about him in particular is because I care a lot about like the storytelling. And I feel like that dude, like everything he does is like cinema. Like it's just phenomenal. And he had a really cool return. It's really, if for any like horror geeks out there or like people that are into like that kind of stuff, while we're on the Halloween topic, fucking dogs. He's really cool with that. Like he's got some cool stuff with his character, which is not as like gimmicky wrestling as you would imagine. So anyways, that's all I got with that.
I feel like they dropped the ball on that. They should have had him return on Halloween.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't even have a show on Halloween.
I don't think it matters. It's cool though. Like I haven't researched it enough, but they were like dropping teasers and not in a way that they would normally drop them. Like they had QR codes randomly showing up that people would randomly scan.
I see them on. I don't know why. Like I follow WWE on Twitter, but like
really,
I guess I'm sure you've seen it. It's in like the last couple months where it's just like people I don't follow, but it's just like I guess if it's something I've looked up and it's an algorithm thing.
It's probably because of me. You probably see me.
No, because I do like I'll interact with the different, not like follow or comment on it or anything, but I'll get in like a rabbit hole of just the WWE videos.
Yeah.
When they tweet it out. So I guess it's just feeding it to me, which is also how I ended up beefing with fake Game of Thrones accounts over the weekend.
Yeah, what were you doing with that? I saw that.
I don't know, man. I responded to one person, and all of a sudden I got the whore of Dragonstone commenting on my on my post here.
I saw that.
I don't know what we're doing,
Shut
man.
Up. Guys, this is Jackson and Toulouse. They will probably be on camera at some point, but that's who you're hearing, as always. No, I don't remember if this was the tweet you responded to that caused all that uproar, but the thing about like people who nerd out about, oh, well, the book said this or the book said that, and you were like, who gives a shit what the book said? Just watch the show.
Yeah,
like,
I don't have a problem with people who read the books. I just don't like when, like, well, why can't the show just be the show and the books be the books?
Yeah,
it's based off of the books.
Yeah,
nobody said it's word for word with the books.
Right.
Also,
everybody's interpretation of the book is going to be slightly different.
Right.
Like, I mean, yes, like there's some things that are to a T in writing, but like the way you picture something isn't always how it's going to come out.
Right. And just because it's not accurate with the books doesn't mean it's not a good story in the show.
Yeah.
That's all. That was my only point.
Yeah. And some books.
I'm enjoying House of the Dragon.
That's good.
If I'm sure other people are too.
Yeah. I have not watched it. I tried to. It started slow. I wanted the same start that I got with Game of Thrones where people were dying immediately.
It's really good. It's gotten a lot better. I'm with you though. The first few episodes were very slow, but it's definitely picked up.
I figured it would. I mean, it's still like the same genre, you know.
Yeah, it's starting to pop off now. So
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll have to get into it. Admittedly, I don't have enough time to commit to it because like my daughter's here with me during the day. If she's not here with me, it's like my prime working hours. So like I'm trying to head down, like get shit done.
I guess it's tough if you're trying to play catch up like you are now. Like I've literally sat down every Sunday night at 8:00 and watched it as it comes on.
I probably could have done that.
So instead of watching football, I've been watching Game of Thrones.
That's fine. You haven't missed much.
Yeah.
It's been some really bad games. Thursday night specifically, but I mean, in general, like Tom Brady said it best, like there's been a lot of bad football this year. Just in general. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Bad coaching too. Like
we kind of talked about that before, like in the first couple of weeks when we were saying how we think the lack of people playing in the preseason had an effect, but I thought by now it would be kind of cleaned up, but it's just I don't know.
Ugly.
I don't know what it is that it's causing it, but it is like it's hard. There really hasn't been a lot of games that have like hooked me in, you know.
Yeah.
All the Saints games have been bad and ugly.
I feel like too when you start to get into a game, if it is a half decent game, the referees just take control and like I don't know what. Let's get into this topic, I guess, while we're at it. It's not something I had written down, but I don't know what a roughing the passer call is anymore. I don't know what a catch is to this day. I have no idea what that is anymore. I was trying to explain that to Victoria the other day. She's like, Olave scored a touchdown. I was like, I don't know what they consider a catch.
We were all sitting in the stands. I'm like,
yeah.
There used to be a day where I would argue it and be like, that's a catch. Now I'm literally like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm gonna wait
and see.
I'm gonna wait until I'm told what it is because I have no idea anymore.
Honestly, I thought that wasn't going to be a touchdown.
I did too. Just because, and it's because I don't understand it, and that's what I was trying to explain to her as far as the catch thing goes in particular. She was like, yeah, but a catch is like he literally caught the ball and he controlled it. And I was like, yeah, but that doesn't always matter. Right, she's like, what do you mean?
The ground can cause a fumble here, but it can't here. If you're on the left hash on the 25-yard line, that part of the ground can't cause a fumble, but it can about 10 yards back.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
If you snap the ball with under 10 seconds left on the play clock, in the second quarter on third down.
If you're Tom Brady and get sacked, it's roughing the passer. But if the same thing happens to Patrick Mahomes, it's not roughing the passer.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Also, if you're holding the football, apparently you could also rough the passer.
We could have a whole. Well, I guess we're doing it right now. We could have a whole segment on terrible calls.
I don't know, man.
Also, I love how Twitter lit up because they were talking about how that was the worst call they'd ever seen, and then all the Saints fans everywhere were like, "Yeah, imagine if it would have caused them a Super Bowl berth."
Well, technically, we didn't have the worst call ever seen. We had the worst call that wasn't made.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Awful. All right, now that we've had fun with all that, I guess we can get into the topics I actually wrote down. While we're talking football, we might as well get into the Saints. I know you're kind of deflated on this topic, but there's some stuff to talk about. I mean, they won, right? Beat the Seahawks.
There's definitely they look better this game than any game so far.
Yeah, no, they did for sure. I mean, they definitely did. They still shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. You know, you got it, turnovers and.
Dude, these fumbles are out of control.
Yeah. Also,
is it every week so far?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look back. It feels like it is. I mean,
it's the most inopportune times, too.
It is. And, this wasn't something I had written down, and I'm glad you mentioned that because it brought up the thought of, did you see the interview with Sean Payton where he was talking to Mark Ingram? Like, how bad does Dennis Allen look?
That was my immediate reaction when he said that.
Yeah.
That was literally my immediate, and I don't think he means anything by it.
I don't think he does either, but, like, when Mark Ingram is basically saying it too, like they're both agreeing, like, oh yeah, if you were here, and then it's implied, like if you were here, it'd be different.
It's just the whole way Sean talks to them, it's like he's still here.
Yeah, in a sense.
It feels like it's like he still feels like it's his team.
I think that's the problem, and I think that's looking back. That's kind of what happens when you just retread and hire from within and you go with Dennis Allen instead of going with somebody from outside. You have the same identity or you try to have the same identity. Yeah. You're basically walking in his shadow right now, and there's no way to get out of it. Like, Dennis Allen's kind of fucked.
He can't personally. You can't ever have Sean Payton around the team.
Yeah, no, I saw you say, like, don't let him do the Who Dat chant. I think that was you that said. Somebody said don't let him do the Who Dat chant. I'm fine with him if it's like a big game, I could see like a playoff game,
Yeah.
right?
Keep him out. Keep him away.
You think it'd be a distraction?
I don't think it's a distraction. It's just like if you were married for 20 years, got a divorce, you inviting your ex-wife over to come have dinner with your new wife?
No, I mean,
That's what's
no.
happening.
No, not in those terms.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
He's literally out here flirting with other teams. He's not even like beating around the bush. Like, yeah, maybe I'll come back. He's like, well, when I come back.
Yeah, when I come back, if you're not happy about that
He's essentially
contract,
saying, I didn't want to be there anymore. I
Yeah.
want to be somewhere else.
yeah, he's definitely playing both
It's
sides.
just rubbing me. I don't like it.
I could see that.
I don't like it. Like, thanks for everything you did, but you can stay away.
Yeah,
Just
I don't
go
know.
somewhere, get us some picks, because we need them.
At the moment, I'm fine with everything that's going on. Oh, and actually, I take that back. I'm not fine with everything that's going on. I'm not fine with where the Saints are right now. Which brings us back to the game. The outcome of the game, obviously, you love it. You won. Taysom had a phenomenal game. Do you think that they found something with Taysom Hill?
I think they've always had something with Taysom Hill.
Okay, but do you?
And they just haven't used it enough. But yeah, I think if you need this, so you need a second running back to complement Alvin.
Mhm.
Mark, I thought Latavius was going to be able to do it. That's gone. Mark hasn't been Mark. So I think, so why not let Taysom be the second running back?
There's
way.
a couple things to respond to there. I disagree that Mark hasn't been Mark. I think Mark Ingram has been Mark Ingram. He's had some good games. He's been injured. He fumbled at an opportune time or an inopportune time. Like he's been fine.
He for the first time, I think he just looks old.
I think that it's just that the offense is bad. You know, like it's even Kamara hasn't looked great running the ball until this last game.
I don't know.
But anyways, to further kind of go into what I was talking about, and the reason I was asking about, like, do you think they found something with Taysom? I agree. I think that they've always had it. I think it was obvious, and I was kind of curious as to why they weren't utilizing him at all previously. Like he had a couple plays here and there. There were like 2 plays one game, 2 games he didn't do shit. One game he was hurt. Like it was odd to me that they weren't using him. And then they said he was going to play tight end, but they're not.
He's just blocking.
Yeah, he's playing tight end, but he's never a threat outside of.
I'd like to see them throw him the ball more. He's always been a decent receiver. Like I really believe if he fully committed to being a tight end, he'd be one of the best tight ends in the league.
Good coaches get their playmakers the ball, right? You find a way to get your playmakers the ball. So and granted, you have a lot of playmakers on offense. You do. So maybe it's difficult. You know, you're trying to get Olave the ball. You're trying to get Thomas the ball. You're trying to get Kamara the ball. You know, you're trying to get this thing around. But when none of that shit's working, well, give it to Taysom. At least try it.
It bothered me even last year. I mean, I guess it's a little different because he was the back, like the direct backup last year. But like, if you were always comfortable taking the ball out of Drew's hands to give it to Taysom, why are we not Why are we not doing it the same or more with Jameis and Andy Dalton?
Yeah.
Like the guy, I feel like you can count on one hand the amount of times he's lost yardage when he gets the ball.
Oh no, you're right. I mean, he's been, especially this year, he's been phenomenal. I mean, I don't know what his yards per carry is. I'd have to look it up. But I remember after week 1, I was thinking like he was averaging like 10 yards a carry or something, or like 9 yards a carry.
Unbelievable.
Now it's got to be high. I feel bad not knowing coming into this conversation. That's something I should know. But yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. And to kind of dive deeper into that thought of, this is something I don't understand. And I know that Taysom is such a different player, right? Like you can't really compare him to anybody. And people they try to put him in a box. And when I look at him as like last season, he was your backup quarterback, so you didn't use him as much. I always thought that argument was bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I feel like you're handicapping yourself. If you lose your starting quarterback and you lose Taysom, it doesn't matter. Like, you're going to lose anyway. Like, what are you worried about?
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, like, what are you worried about? Just play your offense the way you're going to play it. If Taysom gets hurt, just pray that whoever your starter is doesn't get hurt. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I know they mentioned part of it last year was he completely changed his body to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
So maybe he couldn't handle the workload. It took him a little while to get back to, his normal size.
Yeah.
But
no, that's fair. One other thought I had, I guess I should ask you first, and then I'll give my opinion. I don't know if you said it, but do you think moving forward they'll take advantage of this more? Do you think that it'll work the way it worked last game moving forward?
I think so, because it's this week, it felt like they got a little more creative with them. It wasn't just. It kind of felt like it was the same. I mean, it always feels like it's the same, like 3 plays. But I mean, I had been sitting here for 2-3 weeks, like have him throw the ball, like just once, just have him throw the ball, make him respect it. They finally did that. They ran like some different looks. They got that new, which they started against the Vikings, that monster jumbo package.
Yeah,
where it's just a shit ton of offensive linemen. Like they're getting a little more creative with it. So if it's working, I don't see why Pete can't come up with new ways to get him involved. Hell, dude, you could switch it up. Let him and Alvin. They've run Wildcat with Alvin before. Why not run a Wildcat with him and Taysom, and then switch it up? Have Taysom in as a quarterback and run the read option with him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I think the only thing with Al, and I still like it. I think the only thing with Alvin running the Wildcat is that I don't know if it's because Taysom is a quarterback or was a quarterback. There's always that thought: is he going to throw? So it gives them that pause for a second. They know Alvin's not throwing the ball.
Well, according to Nick, Alvin throws a beautiful ball.
Let him throw the fucking ball.
That's what I want to see. Let it happen.
Fuck it. Who cares?
Why not?
Taysom Hill threw the ball last year. He's clearly not a quarterback.
Would you be surprised if Alvin threw a better ball than Taysom?
Nah. Here's the thing. I don't think Taysom throws a bad ball. I really don't. He's got good zip. It's a pretty spiral. Like it's a easy to catch. Like it's a catchable ball. Let's put it that way.
His accuracy is better than
his accuracy is decent.
Me, to be honest.
The problem he has is when he tries to be a real quarterback and he has to make multiple reads, it changes his whole game. And he also doesn't have a great deep ball. So it's like it's difficult.
And you know what always bothered me with him was he wants to be a pocket quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he didn't know when to just pull the ball and run.
That's what I'm saying. It changes his whole game. He's not natural anymore, and then he's like just
like if he
fucks everything up.
If he even had like Jameis's instincts to run, it'd be perfect. I don't think he'd be as bad of a quarterback. I mean, like you're saying, his deep ball is awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean,
it's not good.
Drew's deep ball was terrible for the last however many years. Andy doesn't have a good deep ball. Like this offense isn't built around having a great deep ball.
You're just so teeing up so many transitions for me here. There's another tweet I saw, and we don't have to go too deep in this because we both know how we feel. There's another tweet I saw that said sometimes the scheme is more important than the player. Sometimes you can have a talented player or a more talented player who just doesn't fit the scheme, and you need to go with the player that does fit the scheme.
Yeah. Now, at the same, in the same breath, like you said, good coaches find a way to get
that's also true.
Their players involved.
Change the fucking scheme.
Right. Not a complete overhaul, and maybe they are. I mean, they're dialing when Jameis is in there. They're dialing up Olave deep 4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't be throwing it 4 or 5 times a game, but
he's like money ball. Let's go.
Yeah,
this bitch is going up.
There's somewhere in the middle there. I mean, with Dalton, it's literally the same thing we've been running with Drew for the last 4 years.
I think that's why for me, and I don't ever want to come across as like, oh, I think Dalton's better than James because I don't.
He's not. Talent-wise, he's just not.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that because of what you just said, it looks normal to me. It looks like the Saints offense that I'm used to, even though they're not necessarily moving the ball like they would have. Maybe in Drew's late years, like that's kind of how they're doing it, but it just looks more natural. So it's like, oh, okay, that passes the eye test to me.
Even if they're not scoring points every drive, they're having drives. With Jameis, it was just 3 and out, and maybe it was him being injured. We don't know.
Well, speaking of another transition, because that's what I wanted to get into. Today was the first time he was spotted back in pads. I think he was limited today. Do you think he plays this weekend? Do you want him to play this weekend?
I don't want him to play until he's 100%.
That's fair.
But I think if he doesn't play Sunday, Does he play Thursday?
I don't know. It's a quick turnaround.
Right. Or maybe you plan for him to play Thursday and just say, hey, miss Sunday, come back Thursday. But then again, if Andy wins another game,
it depends how he wins it. We got neighbors yelling, y'all. Y'all are in for everything tonight. This is fun. We got dogs barking, neighbors yelling. I don't know what's going on.
Yikes!
Maybe you hear a gunshot in a little while.
We get some drama.
I didn't hear what they said, but this is fun. I think it depends how Andy wins, if they win, which I hope they win. I mean, the Bengals aren't a good team right now.
No.
The Bengals are trending upwards, though. I want to give them some credit. Like, I don't remember if they won last weekend, but they have adapted their offense. Their offense looks better.
Yeah.
We'll see. I hope Eli Apple gets cooked, though. Let's put it that way.
I wish Mike was. They kept saying Mike would be back this week, and now he's missing practice again.
Which doesn't look good because he's dealing with turf toe, and if you're out that long with turf toe
lingers all season. All season. Even if he comes back, I wouldn't don't count on him being 100% ever for the rest of the year.
That's what I'm getting at. Like when you're dealing with a turf toe injury that's keeping you out that long, normally you require surgery.
Yeah.
To fix that.
I mean, are they missing him?
I mean, yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
But if you get Jarvis back, and so say you have everybody healthy but Mike, I think the offense is okay.
It'll be fine.
So there's no reason to rush him back. But I don't know. Every week he misses, the fan base starts to not the logical fans, but the logical Saints fans start to turn on him a little more.
I don't give a shit. Fuck them.
You know
Saints
what I mean?
fans.
It's just
unless you listen to us.
It's
I
aggravating.
value your opinion.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
No,
like we keep saying, I just want whoever is going to win the game for us.
I feel that.
I don't care if they play them both in the game.
Shit, after the string of losses and how bad the offense looked, I coming into the season, I was full go. Do not let Taysom play quarterback. But after the string of terrible games, I think last week I said, hey, if Taysom can figure out how to throw the ball, and he came out and he has 4 touchdowns rushing and then 3 rushing, 1 passing. In my head, I was like, is this going to start a thing where people are like, oh, let Taysom play quarterback? I don't know.
Speaking of quarterback, you kind of saw my. I just want to touch on this. If the Saints had a top 5 draft pick next year, you drafting a quarterback?
Depends who's there.
I mean, this is a loaded quarterback class.
Yeah, I keep hearing that, and to be honest, so I'm not to sound like one of those people. I'm one of those people that I don't necessarily trust what anybody says. And admittedly, I haven't watched a lot of the guys that are being talked about. So I'm going to take my time and go back and watch them tape, and I like to kind of comb through before the draft.
I don't understand the people saying. So the arguments were, you never know if a first round quarterback is going to actually pan out. Well, that's true for any player.
Yeah.
You don't know. Maybe, yes, some positions have a higher success rate than others. But, yeah, you don't know how good a first-round quarterback's going to turn out. But every study shows the later you take the quarterback, it's even less of a chance.
I was going to say, what are we arguing here? To take a quarterback later?
Yeah, that's what
because that sounds dumb.
So you're either your argument is they don't need to draft a quarterback, or take one in another round. Take one in another round isn't an option.
No.
After the second round, you don't take it doesn't even pay to take one.
Those people that think like that are the ones that are scared to ever take a chance.
Yeah.
They're the deer in headlights. They're going to stand in front of the car and let it hit them. You got to make a choice. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, we can't draft a quarterback in the first round because they don't pan out. Okay, when do you get a quarterback? You hope Drew Brees' shoulder is destroyed again and you randomly pick him up in free agency?
Then they'll say, well, none of these guys are a generational talent. So what?
How do you know?
Well, yeah, you don't know, and it doesn't. They don't have to be.
No.
You're not banking. You're not taking a quarterback in the first round with You're not only taking a quarterback if you know he's good. If you really believe he's going to be Patrick Mahomes,
right?
If you take a quarterback and he turns out to be, I don't know, Like, I don't know. Somebody, even if you took a first-round quarterback that turned out to be Jimmy G, you win. Like,
Yeah,
that's
fine.
that's successful.
That sounds dirty, but yeah, that's fine.
Should have traded for Jimmy G.
It's interesting, right? Because like yeah, you never know. But I also I would hope that you can trust your scouts, right? If I'm a GM, if I'm a coach, obviously I'm gonna do my own due diligence. But I want to trust my scouts. If my scouts tell me this quarterback's got this grade, I'm taking him. If he's got a late round grade, I'm not taking him early first round. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
And with this team, what else are you taking?
That's true. But what I'm getting at is like you can't force the pick just because you need a quarterback. Like you still want to have a good grade on the guy that you're taking.
But if there's a position you're gonna reach for in the first round, it's quarterback because you get the extra year of him on that contract. It's just I mean, maybe you don't take a guy projected to go 15th at 5.
Right.
You know, maybe you trade from 5 back to.
That's fine.
You know.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I think if you need the quarterback, you take him in the first round.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree.
And specifically with the Saints, they don't have many other positions of need. Maybe safety now because it's not necessarily panning out like we thought it would. But how many safeties are getting drafted in the top 5 of the draft and panning out?
No, not a lot.
Like Kyle Hamilton just got drafted and he's not been good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. We didn't need to talk about that long. It was just aggravating.
We're already talking draft coverage. This is where our season's at. Like,
it doesn't matter. We don't have the picks.
No, we don't.
The Eagles have a legitimate chance to win a Super Bowl and have a top 5 pick.
Dude, the Eagles look good, man. Yeah. The Eagles look really good. We could tie a bow on football talk. I have one more thing.
I have one more football thing too.
Okay, well,
not Saints related though.
We'll do both. This is kind of Saints related. I just wanted to mention it because I wanted to give kudos to you first.
Oh.
Because you were there last week. My dog's whining now. He wants to go inside. Nobody's inside. Kudos to you. The crowd was loud as fuck. All game. I was shocked. We're fucking we were 1-3. What were we coming into the game? 1-3. The Seahawks aren't great, but they're not bad. And we were loud. We were ready for that game as fans. I don't think fans really matter when it comes to the outcome of the game, but that's a whole nother argument. What I'm getting at is they asked Joe Burrow, what's the loudest stadium you've ever been in? I know he's never played the Saints, but he said Arrowhead. Do you think this weekend that the fans are going to be juiced up and ready to?
I think so. But, Arrowhead, I think, owns the record.
Well, yeah.
So that makes sense. But, yeah, I mean, and all that was that the game was, like, the offense was in the game. So the fans when the first home game where it was just miserable offense, like it just sucks the life out of you. It's hard to get up for defense and cheer, even if it's a close game. It's just like, although that one's a little bit different because it was the Bucks, so you're always you're up for that game. But it's just like if they're in the game, then even if it's back and forth, you're like, well, shit, let's go. I'm entertained. I got some energy. The other games literally start to lull you to sleep.
Yeah,
it's not fun. As long as we don't get the LSU Saints fans out there pulling for the Bengals, we're good.
You're gonna see them. They're gonna be there. Absolutely. There are going to be people wearing LSU, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Like you're gonna see it. It's gonna be awful. Yeah.
Which whatever. If you wear that, fine. But you better be pulling for the Saints. If you're pulling for the Bengals, it's disgusting.
Fuck that. No, if you wear that, you better be pulling for the Bengals. That's my opinion. Like, don't come in there dressed in the opposing team's player's uniform or jersey and then cheer for.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. What did you have?
So kind of a fun discussion. Something I heard the other day, or something somebody talked about, and I kind of twisted it to be my own thing. First question.
All right.
Well, context. Justin Tucker hit another game-winning kick. Did you see that he almost, perfectly split the uprights?
I did. Yeah, I saw that.
Greatest kicker you've ever seen?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't even have anybody else that really, jumps out.
Is Justin Tucker a better kicker than Tom Brady as a quarterback?
Oh, shit. That's such a crazy conversation, right? Because like he's a kicker, so like how do you compare a kicker to a quarterback?
So what made me think of this was I was listening to another podcast and they said Justin Tucker is one of the best football players on the field anytime he's on the field, and the response was, "No, he's not. He's just a kicker."
Right.
But then the argument is he does his job better than anybody else that was on that field the other night. He did his job better than anybody else did theirs.
If you put it in those terms, like he's probably if you put it in those terms, he's probably the best football player of all time.
That's what I'm asking. He's not the greatest.
He's still a kicker though.
Right.
So it's like
he's not the greatest athlete of all time. So he's not the best player. But you could make the argument that he has played his position better than anybody in the history of football has played their position.
This is such an outrageous conversation.
But at the same time, it makes sense. Like it's not a stupid thing to say.
No, it does make sense. I mean, the dude's automatic.
Like Tom Brady is probably the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
It's another conversation of whether you think he's the best quarterback to ever play.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to be put on the spot for any of that right now.
No, maybe we get into that another time.
I can agree at the moment, but I might change my mind later.
Yeah, but I don't think it's outrageous to say that Justin Tucker has done his job better than anybody in history. Because I think he's at like 60-something kicks made in a row now.
That's insane.
And like 20 of them have been over 40 yards.
Dude, the dude's just automatic. Like it's.
Do you remember like legit how shocked we were when he missed the one against us?
Yeah.
Like his face, I saw the replay of it the other day. His face was like, "What?"
He was shocked.
My favorite was he gave like a breakdown of what happened. Did you see that? His interview after the game. He broke down like the plays. Like, yeah, we got a holder who had his first game-winning hold, and he's like, "I'm just a system kicker. I come out here." At that point, the ball just kind of kicks itself. I'm like, what? It's like the most eloquent, like, this description of a game-winning field goal I've ever heard. Terms like game-winning hold. He said, yeah, my holder had his first game-winning hold. I'm like, all right, dude.
He's just a pro.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking pro. Who's your favorite? Here's a fun question.
Good.
Who is your favorite? I don't want to say kicker because mine's not going to be a kicker, but who's your favorite kicker / punter of all time? And why is it Pat McAfee?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it has to be. I mean, I take Morstead out of the equation.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody asks me like who my favorite players are, I tend to take Saints out of the conversation because it's a bias. Like my favorite receiver all time is probably Colston.
Yeah.
But if you take him out of it, it's Andre Johnson. So like I have a favorite player and then I have a favorite Saints player. That's how I look at it.
That's fair. Colston, big ups. That's the only Saints jersey I've ever owned or worn. Well, I have a Ricky Jackson jersey, but that's a whole other story.
I stopped buying jerseys because they seem to get traded every time I get one.
That's why I won't get a new jersey.
Yeah, it's gotta be McAfee.
Yeah, it's a good answer. What was the guy's name for the Raiders? Can't think of his name right now.
Leckler?
No, the kicker, the big dude, years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Polish hammer, whatever.
I liked Marquette King when he was with the Broncos.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah,
he's fun. I don't know how he doesn't have a job. He was killing it in XFL.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Tressway still play for the? Is it the Commanders that he plays for? He's like super fast.
I don't know.
He's
you
like
lost me.
Like people would.
I mean, I know who he is, but
there was a guy. I think it was last year or the year before. He won like the Madden tournament, like National Madden tournament, because he put Tressway as quarterback and just ran the ball.
That's funny. Oh fuck.
Yikes.
Here's what she found.
Red Bull.
Nice.
What are we doing?
Like, yo, you're tired, Dave. Let's get some Red Bull in you. You want to talk Pelicans? Or you want to talk something else? I got a couple things.
I don't care.
All right. Well, this isn't what I have written down, but what is Trey Murphy going to shoot from the 3-point line this season?
Whew. Did you see how confidently he just pulled up from 30?
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude caught a rebound. I was like, yep.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't even know how much he had to it today. I didn't get to watch the whole game.
Yeah, I didn't either. I know he was 4 or 5 midway through the second. He's fucking lighting it up.
you could tell it's like a new level of confidence.
Dude, he's just
that he has.
pulling. And then on top of that, he takes people off the dribble now. He's finishing at the rim. Like, obviously last year he showed he can dunk on people, which is phenomenal. But he's not afraid to put it on the floor. And
it's either going to be him or Jose that makes the biggest leap this year. Some
Jose
people are going to
looks
say
good.
Herb, but I don't think so because Herb was already so good. Like, he can make a leap. Not much of a leap he can make defensively.
Right.
Now, blocking the shot over a screen is something I've never seen in my life.
I've never seen that either. That was impressive.
But he can make a leap offensively. I don't think it's going to be as big as, like, Jose looks like a different player on offense.
Yeah, somebody said it best. It looks like Jose just stole CP3's powers.
Well, he went train with Tony Parker.
Yeah. He looks phenomenal, man.
Dude, he looks like he's going to be more than just an energy guy.
No,
like he probably should be the point guard off the bench.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting how they run their lineups, but I mean, I agree. Like, he needs the ball in his hands.
And I think it's him or Trey Murphy.
I mean, he closed out
Yeah.
a lot of the playoff games.
And honestly, I think it's Jose that makes the biggest leap. Because if you watch Trey, like, his shooting is on another level this year. But there's still, like, areas of his game where you can kind of watch and be like, all right, he's got to grow a little bit there. Maybe you see it by the end of the year, but yeah. Dude, the way he's not, like you said before, he doesn't even bring it into his shooting pocket. It's just
No. He's just letting it fly. He's just flicking it. It's just quick. It's insane.
How about we get Trey Murphy into the 3-point contest this year?
That'd be nice. You still haven't answered me, though. What do you think he shoots from percentage-wise from three? Like, how good is he going to be?
Well, what's like?
Are we talking like 45% good? Because that's phenomenal. Or are we talking like 40%?
40 feels
39.
40 is very good.
40 is good. 40's good. I'm not saying it's not good.
See, I wish I knew what he shot last year.
I was just being
I don't feel like looking it up.
facetious with the 45.
But
I don't think that's happening. But if
39,
it does, holy
40
shit.
is not. Because he's not going to. I mean, he's going to get a lot of minutes, but like, how many shots is he going to take a game?
Well,
like,
that
to me,
doesn't
he
matter.
should have the like.
Percentage-wise, that doesn't
He should
matter.
have like the greenest of lights. Like, shoot it whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
I think at this point,
he's like
everybody's
6
got a green light. I think that's just kind of the culture. It's like, yo, if you're open, shoot it.
You
Like,
need to take it away from Najee.
well, I don't think Najee's going to be on the floor.
think
Let's
so.
be real. Well, he might, depending on injury. But I had that thought earlier, and I've had it multiple times. Does Najee remind you of Lance Stevenson?
Yeah. Now that you say it, yeah. I never thought about
Just
that before, but yeah.
Out of control, full go all
But
the
a
time.
necessary player for the team.
Yeah. I don't hate it. It's just like, it's fucking crazy.
Right. Like, I never want Najee to leave. Ever.
I wasn't watching, and like, I think I was talking to my daughter or something, and I heard out of like the corner of my eye, ear, however you want to say it, I heard them say that someone was called for charging. And instantly I was like, fucking Najee.
Dude,
And
he is full go all the time.
Jesus. But yeah, no, I love the guy though. I think he's a necessary guy on the roster. He's fun. That's all I had. We don't have to dive into the Pels. I mean, you're in the preseason. They look good. You had the Zion injury scare tonight. I was a little worried because I kept seeing Twitter say,
Two
"Oh, it's
games
his
in a
knee,
row."
it's his knee." The injury scare or the ankle in particular,
The ankle in particular, 2 games in a row.
which is
Was it
alarming.
Rel? I think Rel said it's twice he's rolled his ankle into Zion too, so he needs to take him off.
Yeah, maybe he needs to wear a different shoe. Yeah, I mean, it's a little alarming, but like, I hate to say it like this, but like, at least it's an ankle. Like, hopefully, it's not too bad. You know,
It's a lot of weight.
it is a lot of
on an
weight.
ankle.
It is a lot of weight on that ankle, but ankles heal. It ain't too bad, you know. Listen, the
You just sit 'em.
rose-colored glasses are still on,
Yeah,
and they're not
Just
coming
sit
off.
him next week or next game. He doesn't need to play.
It's fine. I mean, listen.
One extra preseason game is not going to get him into whatever kind of game shape they're trying to get him in, and or
Right.
knock his rust off.
Are you worried? I saw you tweet. Are you worried about his touch? I saw you.
Not worried. I just think it's rust. The dude hasn't played a real game in 500 and something days.
Yeah.
Like, and he's still young. Like, he doesn't have a lot of games under his belt. He's only got like one full season under his belt. Like, he's gonna
Yeah.
learn how to he's like I keep saying this. He just wins off of athleticism right now.
He
At
does.
some point, his skill is gonna get better. He's gonna learn. My whole thing is I never see him finish with his right, but like you said, he gets to with his left
He doesn't need to finish with
a
his
lot.
right.
But there's a lot of times where he's going and he could finish with his right, but he tries to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll come with time. I mean, he's gonna have to work on it,
Right.
obviously, like
And
you said.
he obviously he can finish with his right. He's in the NBA. He was the #1 overall pick. Like he can finish with his right hand, but he's so dominant going to the left.
Yeah.
He does it. He just doesn't have he doesn't have a bag yet. Like he's gonna eventually get some post moves. He's gonna get some dribble moves.
Well, it's kind of one of those things though. Like you look at Giannis, you look at LeBron in his early years. Like you don't even need a bag necessarily if you're that powerful and that athletic. As long as you can finish.
Right. He's gonna, and that's the thing. He's gotta learn how to finish around the rim a little bit better. But I mean, we've seen him do it.
Hold on.
What?
You mean like based on the preseason right now, or just
Yeah,
in general?
yeah.
Okay.
Based on where he's
I
at.
say the motherfucker was shooting like 67% or something like that for his
No.
career.
I mean, based on what he's done in the preseason.
All right.
Because it's
just making sure.
at least the last 2 games, he hasn't finished well. But I'm not worried.
No, he
I mean,
hasn't. It has been promising that he's been getting to the line. I mean, he shot abysmal from the line 2 games ago. Tonight he was okay.
But even not finishing, like he's still getting rebounds. He's still getting the assists. Like he doesn't need with the team we have. He doesn't need to score what he was scoring before.
You know what else is really cool to see? Because I know that like once we get in the regular season, if we have the whole team out there, sorry, I don't know if I just messed that up, but we have the whole team out there. Every single time he drives into the lane, there are like 4 bodies around him. There's like 3 people wide open.
See that when they put a lineup out there with like him, we talked about it last week. Like him, Trey, CJ, like just the shooters.
Dude.
Oh my, it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like with him. It's like no lead feels like you can't come back from it because you're gonna be able to have a 3-point lineup that's gonna generate looks. And if they decide not to just gravitate to him, he's gonna kill in the lane.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun.
Do you have any thoughts before? I mean, we don't have to beat a dead horse. Like I feel like we kind of had this conversation about our excitement about the season. We don't have to keep talking about that. But do you have any thoughts on the story about him while he was dealing with his injury?
I read that yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, like him confiding in Teaspoon. Just any thoughts in general? Not that anything needs to be said.
Yeah, I mean, not really. It was obvious. People were just way too hard on him. And I mean, I don't want to say that I never was.
Yeah.
I think everybody at some point was like, you know what the problem always was for me was that, and to think like he owed it to us to come out and say anything is kind of ridiculous. But just that we never heard from him, never saw him. Like I think if he had just come out 1 or 2 times and just said anything,
Yeah.
but like I said, like that's like a fan feeling obligated. Like they're not obligated to do that for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is kind of like the entitled feeling that a fan has for whatever reason. I mean, I'm guilty of it at times. Like, I had those thoughts in my head. Like, it would be so easy for him to just stop this if he would just come out and say one thing.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't mean it. Like, he could literally stop all this nonsense, all this talk by literally just being like, "Yo, I'm happy."
Right.
Now, the problem is he wasn't happy.
Right. And it's only because like if we hadn't dealt with CP and AD already, we wouldn't have been stressing out over it.
No, I mean, look, let's be real here. Like, whether we want to admit it or not, we're jaded. Like, people have left our team, people have left our city for bright lights, for other places. Always LA, it feels like. I feel like that's probably why there's this weird. It's not a rivalry, but it feels like we always are just kind of like fuck LA, like.
Yeah, and the thing, it's just like you don't know. We don't know which true when it's coming from the media. Like one person's reporting this, another person's reporting that. Like they'll say his family's saying this. Like we don't know what's true.
Yeah, I did like.
I've kind of just been like, whatever the national media says, I don't believe it.
I heard an interview with his stepdad a while back. This was when things started turning around for the team. Like Willie was here, obviously. CJ was here. I think they were about to make the play in, And his stepdad basically said, look, if you didn't hear anything from me or Zion, you did whatever you heard is not true.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I took from it, besides like all the, like where he was at, like, thank God for Teaspoon, number one. Like, I hope she never leaves.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every player loves her.
Everyone loves her.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you see on Twitter, like fans, anybody who interacts with her, like everyone loves her. I've never met her yet.
Yeah. And then the one thing is, like, it seems like he's taking it serious now.
Yeah.
It said, like, they say he got himself a chef. He's got a real workout routine. And I think a lot of it seems like it correlates with CJ getting here.
Yeah.
Like, he just needed that. Not that like BI isn't a vet enough, to
listen. I don't know if it's CJ that's also gotten to BI, but BI talking about getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym and shit like that.
You listen to him on CJ's. I think that's just how he is,
dude. I love it.
He probably feels a little like type of way towards LeBron, right? Like now in his career, maybe.
I'm sure,
but he learned something from LeBron, from being around LeBron. Like he got to see LeBron's work ethic, and everything. But like BI he just wants to hoop. Like he don't do nothing. I feel like that's always been there. But now that he's got CJ, I'm sure it's like, I don't know. They were talking about but like Herb's doing things that they've never done.
Yeah, I love that. I saw that article.
I don't know.
Herb had the best quote. What is it? Growth happens when the cameras go off or something like that. He was like, "Man, I walked in the gym. There's cameras everywhere. I was looking for excuses to get out of there. I didn't want to be in there." I love that mindset, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, they say Herb just wants to fish and.
Right. That's crazy. I do love just the general. It feels like the general feeling around most of these players. They just want to get better.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like some guys, you never hear about it and you just assume they want to get better. Like Ben Simmons. Like everybody always assumed, oh, he's gonna get better, but like you never see it. Not to hate on Ben Simmons. Yeah. Poor guy, go through his own stuff.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did see it.
of the Nets in the park. He just airballs it. That's funny. There was a guy that like misses a layup in the background. Kyrie's not even wearing the team. Like that team is so dysfunctional without even trying to be.
That team is still gonna bust a lot of people's asses.
Not first game of the season, though.
Oh hell no! I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I'm not talking about the Pels.
I have a quick basketball stat.
What you got
that I want to ask you about? So the other night when Victor Wembanyama played, he had 5 blocks and 7 threes. It's only the second time it's ever happened in history. I want you to try to guess who the other person was. I'll give you a couple hints. Still playing currently.
I was going to say a name. I just want to go with it because the first name that came to me, Kristaps Porzingis.
No.
Oh, fuck. Who is it?
Danny Green.
Wow. Danny Green's
7 threes, and he plays for Memphis.
He got 5 blocks?
7 threes and 5 blocks. And the other player it's Victor Wembanyama and Danny Green.
And Danny Green.
You could have given me 100 guesses, and I wouldn't have guessed Danny Green.
I would have never guessed Danny Green.
You're instantly thinking like AD.
Yeah.
Or like
I wouldn't have thought AD.
No, but like a stretch 5, stretch 4. Brooke Lopez would have been one of the first ones to like come to mind.
Yeah. Well, that's why I went Kristaps.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he gets a lot of, or he used to get a lot of blocks.
I thought that was so funny.
That's funny. I love it. I love random stats. Anytime you got them, bring them.
Yeah. So we're at, let's see.
Yeah, how long have we been doing this, man?
53 minutes right now.
All right. So you tell me I got to scratch the Tulane conversation?
No, we never scratch the Tulane conversation. We will talk about Tulane on this podcast every week.
I fucking love Tulane.
Unless the season falls off the rails, so then we might have to.
Listen, they're 5-1, and they're 5-1 for a reason.
Yep.
They're not 5-1 on some
Rank the wave.
Rank the wave. Shit, I think that, I know it's not a real ranking, but I think that like they're considered like 33rd right now or something like that. Getting a lot of votes. So hopefully they keep winning like this. You might
I
see
saw
them in the top
42
25.
votes this past week.
I couldn't remember the exact number. I knew it was.
I told you earlier the Saints game felt like it was a month ago. That game also feels like it was a month ago.
Dude, I don't know.
There's just so much shit going on right now.
I think that's what it is.
Sports, it's just.
Yeah, dude. But no, dude, phenomenal game. I wrote an article yesterday, or I published it yesterday. Yeah, thank you. I know he asks me every week, like, "What you got coming?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know. I just got to get something that randomly hits me, and then I'll write about it." The Green Wave are killing it, man. Their defense is killing it. That's really what it is. I've always been very transparent about my love for Michael Pratt, and how much I think he helps the team. I think he's a phenomenal leader. This and that. It hasn't been him. It's been the defense. He's had an up and down season. Like I was making jokes about Michael Pratt for Heisman coming into the season. That ain't even close. The defense is killing it, and I went and looked up a lot of the stats. I know the Green Wave specifically shared a lot of stuff today. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was something like they have like the 4th ranked pass defense in the nation, just shutting down quarterbacks left and right. The rush defense isn't quite as great, but man, they are just killing it. And the crazy thing that stuck out to me about it is they didn't really change much from last year. Last year, their defense was abysmal. They were awful. The defense was the reason they went 2-10 last year. Like, it was just fucking terrible. And I mean, they had 2 transfers who like haven't really killed it, but like they've been solid. I don't know. They've been playing this. I think they've been playing like this 3-3-5, and they're just like shutting it down. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass. Somebody's gonna correct me. But dude, it's been fun to watch.
It is. It's very fun to watch. They're the most fun team in Louisiana right now, football wise.
It's the first time in years, I think since 1998, that they've had a better record at this point in the season than LSU. Just want to throw that out there.
Who they got next?
Memphis.
That's the big one.
I believe so. Is it Memphis? USF this weekend.
Memphis is
Memphis next
20,
weekend.
is the 22nd.
Yeah,
that's what we talked about.
USF is not a good team right now, so I'm hoping they can keep this rolling. They don't have a letdown game.
They should come and just roll USF. Like,
good
teams roll the teams they're supposed to beat.
They should have beat Southern Miss. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they would be ranked right now. I think if they beat Southern Miss.
Maybe they get ranked if they beat USF. If they beat Memphis, they're ranked.
I don't think
if they win both of the next 2 games, they have to be. Memphis
is
a decent team.
If they beat Memphis, yes, I think they get ranked. Memphis is decent right now. I don't know what their record is. Memphis is decent. USF is terrible right now. If they beat USF, I don't think they get ranked. I mean, even if they win 50-0, like, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Unless I don't know. If you have a bunch of like the back end teams lose again, like they did last week, maybe.
Here we go. I got the stats. I wanted to pull them up. So right now they're giving up 286 total yards per game. 286. That's not bad. 13.3 points allowed per game. Phenomenal. Do we have rankings? Number 7 nationally. Number 7 nationally in scoring defense. That's amazing.
Right. Good for them.
They've also only committed 3 penalties all year. Ain't that crazy?
Your boy is officially QB2.
Oh, hell yeah. Cobra Kai?
Yep.
Dude, I love that dude.
I
love it.
Who was the other one? I can't think of his name right now. He's out for the year.
I know his name. It's just slipping my brain right now. Yeah, he's out for the year. I saw that. Pratt's helmet popped off.
Oh, yes.
It was second or third quarter. And in my head, I was like, they had a decent drive going. And it was like the first time they had actually gotten something moving in a while. And I was like, oh, man, like, now they're going to fucking just do some stupid dive play. Because, normally a quarterback goes out. And no, fuck that. He came in and threw like a 30-yard completion. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, boy.
It's exciting.
It's been fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. Does the AAC do a championship game?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
That's cool.
They do. So we'll see. My hope, my wish.
I hope they get put in more than the New Orleans Bowl.
That's what I was going to say. My wish is that they finish good enough. I mean, they normally get the New Orleans Bowl at like 6 wins or 7 wins. Like, I think if they finish as well as they're doing right now, like, they're not going to end up in the New Orleans Bowl. My wish.
But the New Orleans Bowl is one of the bigger, like, lower tier games.
Is it though?
The main bowl games are now part of the playoff. So you take those away.
Yeah.
So the next group goes to 5 through whatever. So the New Orleans Bowl has, it's not the Cheetos Bowl or the Cheez-It Bowl, whatever the fuck.
The New Orleans Bowl isn't the New Orleans Bowl.
I'm cool if they get the New Orleans Bowl. At least they'll have a crowd. I mean, UL's. I don't think UL's good this year, but those games where the couple years where they played UL in the New Orleans Bowl were fun.
They were
Those
fun.
were fun games. I was at one of them.
I was too. Tulane missed the game-winning kick.
Yeah, I was at
Cairo
that one.
Santos, the fucking Lou Groza
Unreal.
award-winning kicker, missed the game-winning kick. Still kicking in the NFL.
That was the one where they took Nick Montana out the game.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember that other quarterback's name. This is the second time we talked about him and still don't have his name.
Nick Montana's backup.
Yeah.
The better quarterback on that team. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Let's see. You want me to run through my little weekly thing and see if we got anything interesting real quick?
Yeah, you can.
Because our top 5 might actually lead to some conversations this week.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
10,000
Taysom Hill was put on this earth to play football.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to give props to Geno.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, do you know what I did this week in fantasy football?
You're going to tell me.
I dropped Russell Wilson for Geno Smith. If you had told me at the beginning of this year that by week 6 I'd be dropping Russell Wilson and his arm didn't fall off or something, and that was the reason for Geno Smith, I'd have had you admitted to a mental hospital.
I have a random thought. I don't know if you saw this. Do you think that it's Future in his head? Did you see that song?
Do you know what was the funniest thing? He had the saddest Broncos country. That's right. After his press conference,
what are you doing, man?
You can see when he regretted it. Like he hit the Broncos country and he thought about not finishing it because he was like 5 steps away. He's like, "That's right."
Like, what? You just lost. You played awful.
You think he's got a contract somewhere where he's got to say it?
I think it's that people have said it so many times that he's playing a character, and like when he was with the Seahawks, he finished every single thing with "Go Hawks."
Yeah,
he doesn't have another thing to say other than "Broncos country, let's ride." So it's what he's saying.
It's the same as "Go Tigers."
It's like, what the hell?
Speaking of Seahawks, did you see Marshawn is joining Thursday Night Football?
No, but that's awesome.
He with Fitzpatrick and Sherman in them. He's going to be part of Thursday Night Football starting tomorrow.
Entertaining motherfucker. That's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah. The Mets will always Met.
They will.
Did you see the ref in that game sounded like he was gonna cry?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Jordan Poole got punched in the face.
I have no thoughts. I mean, I have plenty of thoughts, but like, what do you say? He's got. Somebody said it best, and I tweeted it. Somebody said it to me personally. He's got no choice but to swing on Draymond at the ring ceremony, just to keep his manhood. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's my piece.
I think that's all I got. Are the Giants for real?
No.
No? Okay. Go Knights. That's the last thing I got.
Weird.
Hockey's back.
Hockey's back. I guess I got to get into hockey.
Sports,
if you're going to be talking about
sports
hockey.
is back.
Sports is back.
Sports is
I
back.
need to go to a hockey game.
Me too.
I could be a Knights fan. I don't know. I don't have a team. You know, it is what it is.
It's so fun. So my thing this year, what I'm trying to do, and I said I was going to do it last year and I didn't, but this year I am because I already started watching more of the games. So like with football with football and basketball, like I'll watch other games other than the Saints and the Pelicans because I enjoy it. Now I'm trying to watch other hockey games so that I can learn the other players. And
I like that. I tried to do that with soccer, football, whatever you want to call it.
I'll be watching soccer playoffs now that Miami's in it.
I couldn't do it. I didn't have a team, and it was just like, all right, I'm just watching fucking soccer.
That's what. I mean, this is legit. Only the however many years Vegas has been a team.
Yeah,
that's how many years I've been in the hockey.
You know what I really want to do is I don't think I can do it because these people are crazy. I love you guys because I know a few of you. I want to be one of those people that wakes up early on the weekends and watches like Premier League. Like just pick a team over there and just be like, fucking, I'm ride or die.
I mean, you're up. I
am awake.
Your daughter's up. I know she's up because my son's up.
I am awake. I could do it. I just got to pick a team.
I enjoy soccer. And like I'm an Inter Miami fan, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I've watched a lot of their games or that I could name 3 players on the team. I only know 1. Yeah. So, and I don't even know his full name. But
I couldn't.
But like when World Cup comes around, I'll watch every game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Me and my cousin went to the when the women won it a few years ago, whenever that was.
Yeah.
And they did their victory tour and ended it here. It was Abby Wambach's last game. We bought like front row seats in the dome to watch that, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll watch it for that. But like especially MLS, like I don't watch MLS.
Yeah. I don't either.
But I'll watch now that Miami's in the playoffs. I'll watch.
I think when if the USL NOLA thing comes through, I think I'll probably pick that up a good bit. But we'll see.
That's
what else you got? Top 5 time?
Yeah, let's do it.
Top 5. All right.
This week we have top 5 favorite sports movies.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we got. I have 1,000 runner-ups. How do you want to do this?
You want to just start? I like giving our runner-ups, but sometimes some of my runner-ups are in your top 5.
Yeah.
I may or may not have 2 top 5s.
We'll do honorable mention after.
Okay.
Like we'll go through our top 5s and we'll do honorable mention. I do have a lot. As I wrote this list, it was like I know I'm missing some, and
I stopped writing them down. I just stopped because it would have rearranged my whole top 5.
I could make 3 top 5s.
And I'm gonna tell you my top 5 is probably not the actual order. It's just 5 sports movies I like. Really,
same with me. And it's funny because like there's other movies that I like really liked as a kid, or I remember just really liking, and like they're not even on my list. We'll see. Let's just get into it.
All right.
Me first. You first.
You can go first.
All right, I'll go first. Number 5 for me. Any Given Sunday. Willie Beeman. Come on, man.
Never seen it.
I saw that movie.
I told you you're gonna have a lot that I've never seen.
Dude, you got to watch that movie. It's a football movie, first of all. There's an old grizzled veteran
I know who Willie Beeman is.
Okay. Do you know the story? Do you know anything about it?
But I know who he is.
Oh, because you know the song, right? Or you've seen
I
pictures?
just seen the pictures.
It's a phenomenal movie. Jamie Foxx is Willie Beeman. LL Cool J is the running back on the team. It's crazy. I don't remember how old I was when it came out, but I was young. And my dad took me to see it in theaters. And when I tell you, I was an adolescent, and they're showing locker room scenes, and there's just things swinging. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? There's people doing cocaine in their cars. There's like some dude's getting his dick sucked in the bathroom. Like it's like, what is happening? Mom, if you heard this, I'm sorry. Don't blame Dad. He's a great guy. That's my number 5.
My number 5 is Joanna Man.
I like that one.
You remember how I told you I was going to have a separate list?
Yeah. Did you go with your separate list? Or like
I have 2.
Okay.
I'll give you the real one later, but I'm going to give you this one first.
Oh, fuck you.
Joanna Man.
Joanna Man. I like that. All right.
That is one of the few physical movies that I own.
Yeah.
There was like a used movie store in when my mom moved out to Mobile after Katrina. They had this used movie store, and they just sold movies for like $1 or $2. Like they weren't in like the actual cases. It was just whatever. You go in there. So I think I bought like 10 different movies. Joanna Man was one of them.
It's a fun movie, man. I don't know if it would really get over these days. Well, it probably would, because he was technically an NBA player at the time, but people might claim sexism.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know.
It is what it is. Shout out to WNBA players; they can get it. Not like that. I mean, like they can play ball, they can hoop, but some of them could probably get it. I don't know. I'm married though, so let's not go there. Number 4. Number 4 for me. We're gonna go Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah. I don't even know how to.
And I kept it all. That's one that's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I tried to go with 5 that I felt weren't like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But no, obviously, awesome movie.
I tried to not do all one sport, which I found difficult at times. So
now that I'm looking at mine, it's only 2 sports. 5 movies, 2 sports.
That's all right.
My real one. You want my number 4?
Yeah, it's your number 4.
My fake number 4, The Replacements.
I didn't even think of that one. That's a good one. That's another fun one.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
How do you want me to do this? Do you want me to give you my real one as I'm giving you the fake one, or you just want me to run through the real one at the end?
Just run through the real one at the end.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do the fake one. That's fine. Just telling everybody it's a fake one, though, so it's fucking pointless.
Well,
this guy. Just surprise me.
You already knew.
My number 3. We're going Major League. Like, maybe the best baseball movie ever. It's just so there's such a, like, I could argue for days different baseball movies that are the best. You'll see more in a minute, but phenomenal movie.
I have 3 baseball movies on mine.
I do. No, I have 2.
My number 3, Air Bud.
Nice. I knew that was
Any
coming.
of the Air Buds.
I knew that was coming.
All Air Buds.
Yeah, I told him earlier that
I don't even know how many they made.
I don't either. I told him earlier that I could make a list for any sport. Like I could make a top 5 sports movie list for any sport. That's how many movies I had. He was like, "Oh yeah, name soccer," and I actually went through and I named 5 of them. And I had 4 at first, and then I was like, Air Bud.
Super Bad is a soccer movie. In case y'all didn't know.
I didn't say it was. You did. Anyways,
just like 8 Crazy Nights is a basketball movie.
It is. It is. I would argue that. I know it's a Hanukkah movie, but like, it's also a basketball movie. They have a song about a technical foul. Like,
I love that movie so much.
It's a great movie.
It almost made my list, but it did not.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that one either. Number 2 for me, I'll go back to what I just said about I could argue about a bunch of different baseball movies being the best baseball movie. This one is kind of near and dear to me. I know I've said some funny ones. This one's A League of Their Own.
This is the one with the women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
did they make a new? I feel like I've seen something keep popping up. Is it Hulu? Maybe. I think they made a remake of it.
Yeah, I think they did. I haven't looked into it at all. I remember seeing it though. I don't know if it's a series or if it's like actual movie.
I don't know. It's been popping up a lot for me. I don't know what it's on. I have to look at it.
Yeah. It was one of those things like as a kid, like my mom loved that movie. And then like I loved baseball as a kid. Like that was my sport.
Yeah.
I grew up on baseball. So like it's just always been something that I fucking loved.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I like that. Number 2 for me, Blades of Glory.
All right. Your list sucks.
Wait till you hear my number 1.
Well, my number 1 on my real list is going to be White Men Can't Jump. Like, there's so many movies that I could have put on this list, but White Men Can't Jump, to this day, if it came on TV, I would sit down and watch it. Like, over and over and over. Love it.
Oh, yeah. They're remaking that, too.
Yeah. When I play basketball, I quote it. Like, I can't stop.
Yeah, no, I like that one, too. That's a good one. Mine, number 1, is a movie about the Special Olympics.
Jesus.
The Ringer. You ever seen that?
No, I mean I know what it is.
It's the Johnny Knoxville movie.
I just can't even. I can't even take that seriously.
Talk about movies that would not fly today. There's one part in the movie. It's my favorite part. Like one of the kids is, he's a special ed kid. He's lying to the girl that he's. So you said you never seen it?
No.
So Johnny Knoxville is acting like he's
no, like I kind of know like what.
Yeah, so about. He's faking to be in the the Special Olympics, but then he starts falling for the coach.
Oh shit!
And I can't even remember who she's played by, but anyway, so he goes up to her and he says something about, yeah, we went get ice cream. Like he's lying to her. He says he took the kids to go get ice cream, and she walks away, and like the kid in the back is like, when the fuck did we get ice cream?
I've heard that quote so many times.
It's my favorite part of the whole movie. I laugh my ass off every time it happens.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, that movie's so funny. It should not be as funny as it is. Like, I shouldn't, looking back at it now, you should probably not laugh at it.
That would not fly.
But it's so funny.
Yeah. Canceled immediately.
Well, Johnny Knoxville hasn't been canceled yet.
What's your real top 5?
All right.
And I'm going to give my runner-ups because there's 10 movies I probably need to talk about.
My real top 5. I have 4 honorable mentions, too. My real top 5. Number 5, Hardball.
Oh, that's a good one. Man.
I love it when dies, you call me Big Pop. Yeah.
Like, that's one of the most heart-wrenching scenes. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Number 4, Moneyball.
That's a good one.
Number 3, The Longest Yard, the remake. I've never seen the original.
Yeah.
Number 2, Friday Night Lights, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, 42.
Oh, yeah. 42 is a good one. I do like that one.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. I love 42. 42 is one of the best.
I forgot about that. That was a good movie. I think I watched that with my wife.
I've seen the movie a lot.
Or not
I've watched the movie so many times.
Damn, I didn't think a lot of those you had on your list. Like I didn't even think of. Those are all good ones. Like Hardball specifically didn't even cross my mind. I love that.
That's one of the most heartbreaking scenes in a movie in television history.
Dude, it is. It's rough.
It really is.
It's rough. I don't think my wife has ever seen that movie, and I tried to like half explain it to her once, and she was like, "No, no, don't tell me." I was like, "All right, we're gonna watch that movie one day. You're gonna cry your eyes out. It's gonna suck. You're gonna love it." Runner-ups. I know you didn't give yours. I'll give a couple, and you can give a couple.
Okay.
All right. Love and Basketball. You've probably never seen that. It's a phenomenal basketball movie. Kind of old. Little Big League. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, Little Giants.
Little Giants. I didn't even have that, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's two more that I'm gonna give, but I'm not gonna give them yet. One is an obvious one. I said I could argue any baseball movie is the best baseball movie. This didn't even make my list, but I could probably argue that it's the best baseball movie ever. The Sandlot.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that sucks. That didn't put it on my list.
Telling you, man.
Oh, we didn't have Rocky.
We didn't.
Creed, also
Yeah.
good. Creed, one of the few like
Creed, yeah,
spin-offs, I guess.
yeah, I guess it's a
To
spin-off.
be
sequel, a sixquel,
maybe
a
better than the
seventhquel.
original.
Maybe, I don't know. Like without the original, like you don't. Well, first of all, that's a whole nother discussion, right? Rocky movie wise, the original Rocky isn't even the best.
Yeah,
It sets a tone for the series, but it's not even the best movie.
Creed is so good. Such
Creed
a
is
movie.
good.
Let's see, Space Jam,
That's a good one too.
Glory Road, Coach Carter,
Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
Yes, that's another runner-up I didn't mention. but
The only
didn't
other
think
one I
had
had was
to.
The Blonde Side.
I had Semi-Pro as another runner-up, but that's not what I was going to mention.
Oh.
Like any of those,
It's like,
I love Semi-Pro. It's a funny movie. Talladega Nights, obviously. No, the other two. These are two random ones that I don't think you might know. One's a golf movie, and one's a Huh?
Happy Gilmore.
no. That's not what I was going to say. Tin Cup. Have you ever seen Tin Cup?
No.
Are you a golf guy?
I like golf,
It's-
but no, I've never seen that.
It's just this thing. Like a lot of people these days probably wouldn't like that movie. Like a lot of my friends, but like growing up, I'm just like this really cocky. Like when it comes to sports, any sport, even golf, I'm just really cocky guy. Which people in my life probably know if you've played sports with me, or you just know me as a person. There's this big part of the movie where, like, first of all, he's like a trainer. Like he's a former pro, I think, but he's like a trainer, or maybe he's an amateur and he's just really good at golf. But he's a trainer at like a local rundown pro shop. He ends up making the tour
Mhm.
after playing a qualifier, and he's like old. And he's like winning the tournament. It's like the 18th hole, and there's water in front of the green, and he keeps saying, "I got the shot in my bag," and he's going for the green instead of like laying up. And he fucking hits in the water like 10 times, and every time he's like, "I got the shot in my fucking bag," and he does it again until he fucking makes it. Anyways, that's something that I loved. And then Days of Thunder. You probably don't know that movie, NASCAR movie. If I had to compare it to anything, it's a serious version of Talladega Nights. It's the same fucking movie, just serious instead of funny.
I'm really over here just thinking of other movies.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dodgeball.
That's a good one. A funny one. There's a lot of funny
There is a lot of
sports
funny
movies too.
Trying to think of more serious ones.
The Program, if you're a football fan, that's a
The
fun one.
Rookie.
Yeah. What's the one? Was it called? It's a Kevin Costner movie. Is it called The Perfect Game?
Field of Dreams.
No, but that's obviously duh. I wasn't a big Field of Dreams fan though. That's like the biggest baseball. That's one you could argue is like the biggest baseball
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, MLB does a whole
Yeah,
thing on it.
I was never a big Field of Dreams guy. Like the guy that I'm trying to think the guy's name. There's a guy that's in that movie. I think he plays like the son or something like that. Or maybe he plays Kevin Costner's dad. It's whoever says, "Do you want to have a catch?" Anyways, I saw him at a baseball conference and like met him, and like everybody was in awe, and like everybody fucking loved this guy, and I'm like, I didn't care. I felt so out of place.
What's the one with Mark Wahlberg, where he plays for the Eagles?
Oh, yeah, I can't think of the
That's a
name
good
of it.
one.
Yeah,
We Are Marshall.
yeah.
That was on the other day. Well, I thought about that one.
We're just gonna go through them, aren't we?
We could sit here all. There's so many. There's so many good sports movies.
Bull Durham.
Yeah.
That's another one.
There's a lot. I feel like there's probably like major ones that we're missing.
Oh, for sure. For sure. There's some that I'm not even thinking of. There's got to be. I feel like every time one said, I'm like,
Hoosiers.
yes, yeah, Hoosiers. All right, we can end this.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Coach Carter.
I said Coach Carter.
Oh, you did. Well, fucking. All right, let's end it.
Which one was filmed? I think Glory Road was the one that was filmed in Chalmette. Either it was one of them. Glory Road or Coach Carter. I always get them confused.
Shout out Chalmette. I appreciate that every recording we do, I think somehow we bring up Chalmette. Yeah. RB&R day.
Shout out Devin.
That was 2 days ago. We also bring up Devin a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow, by the way. I appreciate that. Much love to Devin. I've always tried to support Devin from the beginning, so glad he's killing it.
I got nothing else.
I got nothing else either. Let's end this shit. Shout out to
LaCroix. Have a lot coming in, so the fact that we made this last so long, we're good at bullshitting for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we bullshit for too long. If y'all stuck with us this long, thank you.
We're trying to divide up the segments into separate videos on the YouTube.
Yeah, make it easier for you guys to consume if you don't want to watch the whole episode. So that'll be cool. Speaking of YouTube and all the social media, I guess we should drop that stuff now, right? You can follow me on Twitter at @ThePattyV. You can follow Mr. Dave over here
at Rainy Days. The E is a 3.
Yeah. You can also follow our official podcast, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's Who Effin' Knows. KNEAUXS. You should probably know that by now if you're listening to this. You can follow at Be In The Know on Twitter. That's kind of the network we're a part of. That is the network we're a part of. I think that's all I got. Am I missing anything? What you got coming? You got any articles coming?
No, I've had a couple things in mind. I had one. Actually, it might be one that you could work on with me.
Okay.
I kind of want to do a thing ranking or trying to narrow down where Sean Payton ends up next.
Yeah.
Kind of go through the things because he's done enough interviews now where he's listed what he wants.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we start with 5 teams and narrow it down.
I could name the one team he's going to go to, but we'll hold off.
Yeah, well, I think we both kind of end up on the same page.
I've been saying the one team for.
That's something I thought of. Something else I thought about doing, but I'm probably not going to because I have these ideas and I just don't do them. I want to do a power ranking every week for the NFL, but do like I want to call it like the eye test power rankings. Where it's not based on analytics at all. Just watching the games.
Yeah.
And my eye test power rankings.
I've really fallen in love with Barstool Big Cats thing he puts out every week where he's like, the different
One of his levels was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, what's funny is Kirk Cousins is no longer in the Kirk Cousins category. Now he's in the might be Andy Dalton category, I think. I don't remember which one he was in, but I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I loved it.
That was something else I thought about doing the other day. But we're like 6 weeks into the season, so now I don't know.
Fuck it. So you could do whatever you want. Just put shit out.
I'm sure we'll have some basketball stuff.
Oh, for sure. I will eventually write basketball is my main love, so you're definitely gonna get some basketball stuff from me eventually. I just don't want to. I mean, you're already doing it. Ethan's doing it, so it's like, what else am I gonna put out?
I'm probably not gonna have many more. That one just kind of came to me, and
yeah,
kind of like how you did the other day.
I'm definitely gonna.
It came to me, so I just had to do it.
I'm definitely gonna do some more Tulane stuff because there's some thoughts I had that I was gonna put in that last article, and I was like, well, I don't need to have an article that's 2,000 words, so. I'll do something else, like predictions, things like that. Hopefully they don't lose this weekend because that's going to kill everything I'm trying to do. So we'll see.
Yep.
That's all I got.
That's all I got, too.
All right. Until next time. Who fucking knows?
Later.